Hello, and welcome to my little tutorial on trawler fishing with the Luna bow and the SCANMAR system, which is pretty much the same on both trawlers, the Hermes and the Luna bow. SCANMAR works always the same. So I already have this boat in position and deploying the net right now, and you see the two net doors falling into the water, which is important to set the depth and the opening of our net. So we can send back the crew to rest since deploying the net is done within seconds. And now let's take a look at that important SCANMAR monitor. Now on the upper left you see that plus sign. If you click on it, you can see the different modules you can choose from. There are some more helpful, some others not, but I don't want to discuss this. I just want to show you my setup and the way I'm doing this. Now on the upper left you have a DP and DP2. This shows you the depth of those two net doors we just saw while deploying the net falling in the water. And this is not only for the doors but also for the net itself. Under that you see the length of the line we are reeling out right now, which I am stopping now to have this at 100 meters, and then we have enough time to look at all the other modules. Remember, the length is the main factor of the depth of your net. So reeling out more gives the net the chance to go deeper and vice versa. Next module is the hook, which you need to buy in the shop, the Troll Eye sensor called. And I can recommend this because you can see important numbers. The O stands for opening, meaning how wide is the net open. 50 to 60 meters is perfect, but this can drop down to 20 or 10, and of course then um, not much fish could enter your net when the opening is so small. The little fish icon shows you the number of fish in real time which are coming into your net right now. And this is one digit ranging from 0 to 9, where 9 is the maximum. We are at 8 now, meaning lots of fish coming into our net. You will see that the percentage already is rising. Now, these two other numbers, H and C, means height, and clearance is the distance from top of the net and from the bottom of the net to the ground, to the sea level floor. Now we have 350 meters left until our net would touch the ground, which is pretty much. But if sometime this sea will drop to 1, then you know that your net is on the bottom and will not catch much fish. Now to the percentage, also something you need to purchase in the shop at Hammerfest to get the 20, 40, 60, 80 as well. And this tells you the fill of your net. Now we are already above 10% because we already catch some fish. The net capacity at the Luna bow is now currently at 200 tons and the Hermes at 100. Now a little bug. Sometimes the 40% rises before the 20% is full, and the 80% is showing in red color. I don't know why, but this can be fixed quite easy. Next module, navigation of the boat, shows you a compass and a degree, exact degree we're heading, which means we are now heading east with unbelievable speed of half knot, which is of course not enough. Why? Because the net already has 20 tons of fish inside, which we need to pull. So we need to give it more throttle because when the ship is not moving, you won't catch any fish, right? That is why I always have a look on the speed. 4 knots is perfect for trawling. 5 is also still okay, or 3 knots, but it shouldn't be higher than that, because then your opening will narrow down to 20 meters or so, because you're pulling harder with higher speed. Now there's also the nautical position, which means really nothing because we're on a virtual map, and doesn't matter where you are exactly, just forget about it. Now, the important stuff, the sonar monitor. Your sensor is sitting on the net looking to the front, looking forward. And the sensor produces an image, a picture, which we see here like a camera. So looking in front, you see the doors on the left and right side. And in between is our ship. That's not fish, that is our ship. You know, the net is on the very back of this little train, and we are looking to the front. There is a crosshair, and at the crosshair is a distance in meters. Now at what? Uh, Hard to read. 600 something meters. So this fish is 600 meters away from the net, not from the boat, not from the moon, not from the port, from the net. And we have a horizontal and a vertical line. Think about as if you are looking through a scope from the net, and it tells you the angle you have on your scope, which shows you the degrees. So on the vertical, we have -22, which means you are pointing to the left. So that fish at the crosshair is the left of our net right now. If that moves right, it will become a positive value, which means the fish is right side of your net. The horizontal line shows if the fish is below or above your net. Now we are in minus, and that means the fish is deeper than your net actually. If this turns positive value, then the fish will be above your net. So you can then reel out or in more line, which is the only way to change the depth of your net directly. But remember, reeling in and out also has an impact on the tension of these lines and might close your opening or widen your opening. For changing the vertical path, you need to change the steering of the boat. Now the fish is on our left side of the net, so we should steer left with the boat if you want to get there. In my experience, I never got there in time to that crosshair point, simply because this is very slow moving ship, and also the reeling in and out is slow. So to change the depth of your net takes a lot of time. If you want to put the net to, let's say, 100 something meters, you need to reel out to 200 or 250 meters, and that takes a lot of time. So I never got there in time. That is why I don't go after the crosshair. I'm looking on this monitor like an overview, and there are other fish closer to our boat, as you can see. And that is a better idea to think about them and how to get there. The problem is the crosshair has an auto jump, so you cannot tell which fish you want to point at. Now the lower part is something like a flow from the right to the left, about with the water coming into your net, and your net is on the left side of it. Right now it's all blue, just water. This may turn yellow or orange or red like the fish are colored, and then it means that fish are coming towards your net, and your little fish icon there on top will also um, move from 0 up and tells you that fish are coming in. Now keep in mind that the length of the line is the direct connection between your boat and the doors. So the doors can't be deeper than the length you have given. Unfortunately, there's also a little bug. Um, I experience that often the doors are deeper. So, for example, I had reeled in all the line to 20 meters, and my doors and the whole net was still at 300, which is impossible. Well, we're not sure if this length is bugged or the depth is bugged, but the depths are aware of this. Now our percentage already is rising up into more than 10%. Remember, you need to know how big is your net, which capacity has the net. Now on the Lunar boat it's unbelievable 200 tons, and on the Hermes it is 100 tons. So if you see now we have 10% already filled, that means we have 20 tons of fish already. And now you see on the lower part of the sonar this red, and the fish are coming to us, and the little fish icon is on 6 now, and the percentage is rising. The 20% icon already is half full nearly. This is how it works. So 15% of a 200 ton net means um, 30 tons of fish. Now there you see the bug that the 40% already starts rising, still the 20% not full. That is what I was referring to. Oh, again in the middle of the fishbowl, and the icon at level 9, which is the maximum. Nevertheless, I will reel in now to end our little catch and to end my little tutorial. You see that now the line is coming back in, even though there are still fish coming. So, nearly 30%, so should be 50 to 60 tons of fish. Great, for only a few minutes. Again, in my experience, you should not uh, travel around to fill this net to 100 because it gets so heavy that your lunar bow will have a maximum speed below 1 knot. All right, let's order our crew on deck. You can haul in the net as soon as the length is below 25 meters. It automatically stops at 20 meters. And then when we click all in, this little animation starts. Here we go. First of all, the first step means get into position, and the two doors are coming back on deck. Now there's a little bug. Sometimes the net doesn't get attached, which means at the end of step one, this animation will stop. Um, you don't need to save the game, restart it or something because you would lose the catch. Simply drive a circle at half speed around, and at some point the net will get attached. Here are the doors, and there is the net. Thanks God we have no bug right here. And the cranes are working, and then we pump the fish into our tanks, which is huge. You have a capacity of 545 tons on the Luna. Great. Which means that you can have multiple runs before heading back to port. Ah, here you see 56 tons, exactly what we thought, judging from that percentage indicator. And now there's only less storage. Now I would start the next run immediately, but maybe head to another position or another direction and see what we can get there. For example, we went eastward all the time, so maybe for the next run we would set a general course, general direction south or something. Hermes is working exactly the same, but has some other bugs. But the SCANMAR is exactly the same like we saw here. So I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial and got some ideas how to catch fish. Remember, there are still some bugs, but patches and hotfixes are coming in daily. We have great developers really devoted to this game. Enjoy. Any questions, you can reach me on the Discord voice and text chat. Um, enjoy fishing the Barents Sea. Hope to see you again. Uncle Yogi. Bye for now.